Hello world, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program Campaign Mode. Yes, we are back once again, and we have the moon probe, aptly named now the Resolve probe. We're probably going to be launching a few probes at the moon just for a bit of fun and minimus. Probably similar types. Thank you to Theron and his bongos for the name, Resolve. I think I'm actually going to use most of the names that were suggested for different ones. But yes, no changes to the rocket here from last scene. And we're just going to take this directly to the launch pad. Don't crash! Alright, here we are at the launch pad, all ready to go. We got our orbital information up, we got our various bits and bobs. I'm having a lot of issues with both Kerbal Space Program and my computer right now. I'm having a bit of a heat problem again. I've ordered a load of bits and bobs and parts to do a ridiculous cooling system. But right now, every now and again, just randomly, my PC will just think it's incredibly hot, and it is, and then it will just like basically smash its bearings to pieces trying to spin the fans into oblivion to take off. It does sound like a Chinook helicopter. I'll be cutting those out when they happen, of course, so if there's a brief little snippet missing, that'll be why. Yes, thank you once again to Theron and his bongos for the name for the space probe. I'm also having some random crashes when we go to when we make orbit, or just actually it's kind of all over the place actually. Not when we're in the VAB, but generally when you're going to the world and everything. I think it's possibly because the extra mods have installed during, like, so late in the save file. It wasn't happening on some other test versions of the game, but it's just, yeah, it's really annoying. But now we've got the new and improved crew manifest, which doesn't require a little piece attached, which is pretty cool. We've got the Kerbal alarm clock, which is handy. Yeah, we've also got Haystack in, and I am going to add in the B9 Aerospace, except it's just a massive parts pack, and I only want a few parts from it, really. So yeah, we're going to get down to business here, because jibber jabbing ain't getting us nowheres. So let's throttle up, and what we got here? Yeah, we're going to go for just a stable low orbit, and then transfer to the moon. Pretty simple stuff. Launching in 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go. I will get stuck in there. Yeah, this rocket goes really nice. I really like this lower booster. I've been using it quite exclusively to lift things into Kerbal orbits. Pretty reliable. Can't remember what I built now. I built something that I needed to launch, but it was basically, yeah, you can launch. I can launch a little one-man Kerbal kind of like Mercury pod on this booster, but I have to switch out these non-gimbling for gimbling, and then switch the middle gimbling in because it needs more control authority in the upper atmosphere. Because this is really a low atmosphere booster. Once it gets up into the thin atmosphere up there, we're actually wasting fuel here a bit, I think, to drag. So let's throttle back. Yeah, there we go. That's how we like it. And here comes the fan, so cut. And we are back once again, just approaching the point to turn. But I forgot about that because I was too busy dicking with muting with my mic or whatever. Because of the fan. Finish your sentences, okay. Alright, this should be doing pretty well for now. Just over 30 kilometers APO. Trying to push that out right in front of us, so we get lots of loiter time with the smaller engine. 96 kilometers, and we have booster burnout. Awesome. And sudden uncontrollableness from the rocket because of the massive weight change. That's okay. Keep you on the 90. Bring you up to 100. There we go, lovely jubbly. Okay, it's going to take a little while to circularize, I think, from minus 320 kilometers. It's looking good so far. Looking good so far. Yeah, as you can see, we've got no debris because with the performance issues, I've actually turned off persistent debris. Something I don't like doing, but has to be done. You know, these got to make sacrifices for performance. It may have lowered the graphics ever so slightly as well, but yeah. Alright, what's our time to apoapsis? Okay, going to speed this forward just a little bit. Okay, bring the nav ball up in here as well. And I think I've keyed it to 4. No? Okay, fine. We'll just do that then. And there she she is. Oh yes, very nice. Okay, now, perhaps this. Oh, we should be burning. Might need to pitch up just a little bit here. Or down, I think, actually. Oh no, this should be fine. Not going to be the most equal orbit, but it should be fine. We're only transferring to the moon, which is over there. So, another orbit of the planet will be fine. Alright, now that apoapsis is running away from us, so let's is it angle up? Yes is the answer. Okay, cool. Don't want to burn too much of this fuel. This is part of our transfer stage. We're technically in space, so that should be fine. I'm good with that. It's 77 by 102. That's fine. Okay, here we are. Let's do a little quick save. And the fan's just about to spool up. Ah! Alright, we've got our transfer burn plotted out pretty well here. We've also got the improved maneuver node little window here, which is very handy. Yeah, we're going to come in and try and get a periaps of just under 100 kilometers. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. So we're going to maneuver to our burn point. Is that okay. The burn is not going to take 12 seconds. It's going to take a lot more than that. So just deactivate that for a second, and can you tell now? Estimated burn 3 days. I doubt it. Alright, it's not really going to tell us accurate, unfortunately. So actually, we're going to attract a node, because we can do that with SmartAss now, which is handy. If I can find it. There it is. The burn's probably going to take, I don't know, a couple minutes, I think. It's a small engine. Should be alright. Node's in 15 minutes, so we'll get to about 5 or 3. 2 minutes? No, 1 minute. We'll play it conservatively. That's at like 1.5 minutes or something. Or completely missed that entirely. Okay. Alright. That says it's a 1 minute burn, so we'll wait till 30 seconds. See, we got better accurate prediction there, which is okay. And we've begun our burn. It's actually working pretty well. This vehicle must be lighter than I thought. It's just under 5 tons. And it's always the bloody nighttime. Hey, there's the moon. Looks like we're going to have plenty of fuel for this. Which is great. Hopefully there'll be enough left in here to do our capture, because we're going to be landing with this engine most of the way and do the final with these 4 little weak engines. I'm hoping that's going to be fine. This is going to be like a crasher stage. Alright, we're going to kill the rotation now. That way we won't chase the node. And we can burn off the remaining delta V. Okay, that's cool. What do we got out of that? Let's get rid of that. Thank you. And oh, that's annoying. Did we skip it slightly? Nah, we went past it, didn't we? Because we were trying to hit it on the face. Alright, that's fine. Don't want to come out that too far, so yeah. No? Oh man. Okay, now we're just wasting fuel. Alright. Perhaps that little test maneuver earlier kind of kicked us out, unfortunately. It's a shame. But, these things happen. There we go, I'm happy with that. And our fuel levels are pretty good. Pretty good. Lovely little camera. Off to the moon we go. Bye, Kerbal. See you soon. Never. We'll write. That's pretty damn cinematic right there. And there's the moon. Gotta be careful here we don't skip by. Oh, we're miles away. Alright, seems a safe place to park. Yeah, we're really far out now. Oh, we can close that now and get that out of the way. Alright, that looks a bit funky, doesn't it? Okay, but that looks fine. So we need to make a little maneuver there and bring that into circles. At, once again coming up on the dark side. Okay, and let's burn. Face the node. We should have enough fuel for this one. Oh, that's actually gonna take not long at all. And we'll watch this one here just so we can actually see what's going on. Yeah, I just want to bring that down to about 50. Yeah, that's good. It's good. This mission's going so well. Plenty of fuel left. Nearly that entire second tank. So we're gonna circularize this to circularize this to 50, and just do a little observation, see where's a good place to land. Got a couple ideas. Now, one of my problems, guys, is that I can never talk and concentrate at the same time. But that is a pretty damn good orbit, regardless. Anyway, what else we got going? Ah, yes! We're going to be taking a look at the space shuttle after this one. Because we've been working on a space shuttle in the background. Partially, originally, as part of Phase 2 for the space station, lifting the parts with a reusable lifter, because they're pretty expensive parts, and you know, you want to keep the costs down as best you can. So a space shuttle is, you know, the ideal way of doing that, and we've got a basic good concept going down. But what with the apparent military strike against our space center a couple episodes ago, and various other mysterious happenings of the like that have been happening, they might a space shuttle might be a good way of lifting military payloads into space. We may need to perform some observation satellites. Yeah, but we'll see how that goes. And we're just nice and stable over the moon now. Really nice. Really quite happy how this has gone. Thinking we might actually want to try and get down here near this crack. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. However, there's these lovely little pod craters. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool as well. So, yeah, of course, it's not the side facing the moon, is it? They're facing the sun. So I think we're going to park it here for a little while and just do some general observation. And we'll come back when I've discovered a target. Alright, we sped it on a bit. Seconds, minutes, hours, days. Yeah, been a little while out here. We are going to try and possibly land on around here. I like this extra little crater here and all this and this little dip here, so we're going to try and aim for there, I guess. Yeah, but what we're going to do is we're going to come around to our apoapsis and bring that periapsis right down. I think we can do that quite safely, so let's come around to the apoapsis. Yeah, we had a little crash there while transferring between vehicles, so I could warp time a little faster, but, you know, happens. Happensy. Oh. I finally remembered that the moon was there, and we should not have the sun. Okay, I think 20 kilometers is safe enough, don't you think? Soon find out, won't we? Oh yeah, this is pretty safe. This is good. Alright, coming up on our perhaps, so we'll spin it around. We'll also put this into free mode, so we're a little bit better orientation. Oh, we're a little bit off. Okay. We seem to be messing that up a bit there, so I'm just going to hit the circularize button and let the onboard computer work that one out. Yeah, it's burning up a bit. No RCS whatsoever, so it takes a little while to do this. Just stabilize us. Thank you. 20 kilometers. Lovely jubbly. Alright. Actually... It's getting kind of into nighttime there, isn't it? I'll tell you what, for this one we're going to go for this crater. So, we're going to add a maneuver. And plot that to about there, I think. See if we can't get somewhere in the center. Okay. So that's 72. That's cool. That's fine. And then we can ditch this stage because this is the crasher stage. Or this whole thing. That one's another engine there, which is going to slow us down on our final descent to the space mission Resolve. Very slow time warp down here. Yeah, I think actually we'll tag each one of these craters with a probe. Should be within our budget as long as everything goes fine. But yeah, we also have to get some new satellites out here as well. Coming up on that node. Estimating a 4-second burn. I don't know how accurate that is. We'll see. If anything, I should be burning now, so... Oh yeah, that's pretty accurate. Okay, that's fine. Close that. Alright. Okay, we're on our final descent stage now. Or, not final, but you know what I mean. I'll quit talking out my ass in a minute. Alright, slight game crash there. Alright, okay. Let's bring it down a bit quicker. Kill rot. It's Kerbal rising. Right over the crater now. Gonna start to slow soon. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Looks good to me. The ground's coming up, so just keep an eye on that fuel. Now we should. Alright, it's a kilometer down to the ground there. 3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. Okay, we're 1.6 kilometers above the ground. We're going to start our slowing burn. Okay. We're going to turn that off because it's doing my nut in a bit. Oh. This thing's being a little twitchy. Might have to have a little bit of a redesign of it if we were to use it to further our space program. Having to really hold on to it. It's that kind of asymmetrical design, you see. Leads to a weight imbalance during the later stages. Gonna drop for a little bit. Should be pretty close to the ground right now, yeah. This has no landing gear whatsoever, so we have to be very careful here. We have a shadow, ladies and gentlemen. Three meters per second. Says to dither either. There we go. Started to go up. Don't want to do that. Woo! Perfect landing. Where's Kerbal gone? She set already for us? I believe she has set just over the horizon. Okay. Well, congratulations. The Resolve has landed safely. Ah, very pretty. Very pretty. Did cheat kind of a little bit. This isn't actually a real solar panel. It's actually a radiothermal generator because I don't know what's wrong with it, but this just refuses to work like a real solar panel anymore. I've messed with the modules and tried to fix it, but all I can do is make it an RTG. And I think if I push 3, it'll turn on all of the science modules. I'll tell you what, we don't need Kilra on, and we don't need that anymore, or that, so we can turn it all off. Hey, look at that, plenty of fuel to spare on this mission. I think next time we might move the dish central and have the comms antenna off on a boom to the right here. But there we have it. And the solar panel's in the path, which is cool. Ah, mission success. I like a good success. I really like the solar panel as well. So we also have Graphitron, and let's what sources we got here? We don't have velocity, we don't have orbit velocity, we don't have altitude velocity. So actually there's... no, we don't need to know that. So altitude, sea level, pressure, and draw plot. This is going to give us our base stats for this mission. So I'm going to let that run a little bit, and then the mission data can be transmitted back to Kerbin. So I'll see you in a moment. Well, as Kerbal scientists expected, the data from the probe pretty much concludes what we think. There's very little gravity. It's... where is she? Bloody cold. Yeah, so, yeah. And it's all covered in rocks, as our camera is lovely located, just off on the horizon there. The whole place is covered in these rocks, which are probably rich in nice resources. Some rocks down there in the shade. In the must be like a dip in the terrain, you see. But we're going to turn that off. Just turn the camera off for the moment. We've taken some pictures of our surroundings, which are on plot, saved to PNG, and that's going to turn that off for the moment. Awesome. And just in case there's any accidents, the engines are going to be shut down. Actually, you know what's better than doing that? Let's activate the engines. And we've got... disable our liquid fuel. And disable our liquid fuel. That should drain out our oxidizer. So we're actually dumping our oxidizer now so that this thing won't be able to move from the spot. So no accidental malfunctions in the engines can cause it to fly into the air violently. Great thing of having a bipropellant. You can split the chemicals and you're a little bit safer. Of course, liquid fuel itself is quite combustible in itself. I mean, that's why it's a fuel. I think the terrain is a little glitchy here because I've got like it's one level of detail down. I've still got the terrain scatters up full, hence the rocks. And I tell you, that's a really interesting rock formation just over there. Where is it? Can I get it? It's probably just the angle we're looking at it. Where is it? Yeah, I think it's just the way we're looking at it from that angle. Like, it looks like there's kind of like a line here. But if we keep the camera on it, oh, I don't know. It kind of is a line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're kind of random. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. And we are officially safe. We'll shut them down anyway. Procedures. After flight, after touchdown procedures going on here. Wow! So, that's a mission success. So let's actually quick save and take this back to the Space Center. Alright guys, here we are on the runway with our prototype space shuttle that I mentioned earlier. This is the Ren 1 Model D. Had a few variations so far, moving bits apart, and you'll notice one little thing is these parts are a little bit big. Yes, as I mentioned in a talkie time, I've rescaled these. I think this rescale factor is 2.25. Just leave the scale the same. These can fit 2.5 meter parts in the rear bays. If we press 3 on our keyboard, there we go, docking port on either end, and a docking port there for docking with a space station. Hiccups, my god, go away. Anyway, I can never seem to make a space shuttle that glides, so we have turbojets, as you do. We're kind of cruising down the runway here. As you can see, I've got another one over there. That's because Bill and Jeb and Bob refused to die, so they just sat out there in Gamma. This would be Alpha, and yes, I'm sure Beta's been crashed. Now, we've kind of taken an engine setup design here from the Winter Owl. It works pretty good, except I think I've got to replace these parts a little bit, or change something up, because the latest version of Damned Robotics has kind of messed these parts up, and they're very wobbly if you throttle those engines up. And we've got these tiny little OMS engines. They're cool. And I think I might change these down to ½ meter rather than the meter they are now, to bring their profile down a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Since we're cruising down a runway, we'll best get to the action here. Our test pilots for today are Wolfgang von Kerman, Quackers Kurz, and Falcon Power. What a bunch of strong names for test pilots, eh? Should be fun, should be fun. All these engines are hotkeyed, so we'll start off with these ones, and we'll give her a good go of flying this baby around. I'm gonna have to make up a custom nose cone. I'll see if I can get a guy to do nice textures. I know a guy. Yeah, might just like shrink a clone part of this down or something. We'll see. We'll see. So let's throttle this baby up and see what she can do. Let's get her a bit straighter on the runway first. Yeah, not sure how the budget's really going to work with the whole space shuttle thing right now, because we're having to make major alterations consistently to keep the design functional. Just simply because designing a space shuttle is a bitch. Just boost ourselves off the runway. Bearing in mind that we'll be coming in from space, and you know, we just need the engines to push us. So she flies pretty stable. SAS kind of makes it flip out, of course. So there's always that. She seems to fly lovely. She's quite well balanced. We're still gaining altitude. That's nice. We're just 600 meters up. I might try and get her up a bit further. But, we'll just do a very gentle spiral. I don't have a joystick anymore, unfortunately. So, and even then, I could never. Well, it was back before the game had proper joystick integration. So it was either kind of like you're pulling left, and then like, or not pulling left. So it was like there was no understanding of like gradations. So I'm looking into getting a new one. Some I don't know, really nice one. Did you guys ever see that? There was a guy on the forums. The thread's probably been lost. The thread. TH. Pronounce the TH, sir. Okay, I will. Bastardize the Queen's English. Lol. But yeah, he'd made his own little kind of like control panel, you know, like instead of keyboard and mouse, to play Kerbal Space Program and some other game as well. And it was like a little box, and it all ran off Arduino stuff, and it was like a joystick attached and a bunch of buttons for like RCS and all that. And it was really cool, and it was staging lights and stuff, and it was, you know, it's that kind of shit that's really awesome. And unfortunately, I know nothing about Arduino. I'm okay with the soldering iron though. You know, I've made a few things. Yeah. What else can we talk about while we're just cruising around here? Crackers and Falcon, they're kind of like a little bit. Wolfgang's loving it though. He knows what he's doing. But by the looks of him, he's kind of sat in the lower window without the, with, you know, the lower cockpit without the window, so he can't really see what's going on. So let's set her up cruising, and she flies a little bit lower than herself, which is something that always happens with planes I make. But you know, what else we got? Yes. Thank you to Captain Minecrafters for my new background. It's all blue and stuff, and I do like blue. It's very spacey blue. That's pretty cool. And just to answer a question that popped up by, was it? God, I can't read my own reading. Is it Yuval Ofer, possibly? It's why don't you use parallel plus and parallel minus while doing the kind of rendezvous docking stuff in space? Usually because I forget about those buttons. For some reason, they're usually the last buttons I ever go to try to do something, and it's usually those ones that are the ones I need. I probably do need to look up a better understanding of how to visualize those the various axes in space. Yeah, but it's just something I, you know. Can we adjust the pitch ever so slightly on this?
A little bit too much there. See if we can get this to fly kind of level. Almost. 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 Anyway, yeah, she's doing well. Of course, we burn lots of fuel with the rocket fuel engines here, but it's cool. This is only liquid fuel in the back here, so that's mainly for our orbital engines kind of thing. Or at least we got oxidizer on the side anyway. I really do like this design, how it's come out. It seems to go well. Let's have a look. I've got quite a nice list of names for the current space program now, which is pretty good. I don't know, about 20-ish, which is cool. Yes, we have passed the 3,000 subscribers mark, which I am very grateful for. Thank you all for subscribing, guys. Everyone is very, very, very nice. I know that's that's a weird way, but you know what I mean. It's like I appreciate every single one of you subscribing, and you know, just all the ones that take the time to like the videos and all that sort of stuff. I don't do any of the kind of like leave a like and etc. stuff and subscribe. I just do that kind of rate, comment, and subscribe thing at the end of the videos. I don't try and. There are some people who kind of just like plug it throughout their entire episode with annotations and I don't know. I find that stuff kind of infuriating a little bit myself. But you know, it's all good. I mean, you know, it's not like I don't have the same kind of want for it. You know, I like it when you guys subscribe. I like it when you guys comment. I like it when you guys, you know, like the video and stuff and ask me questions. Actually, that's something I want to get onto. While we're doing these space missions and stuff, I find there's these brief period of times when we're time warping to something or we're waiting for something, and I just cut that part of the video out because blah. But what would be great is if you guys, you know, you can ask me questions. So if you have any questions, anything, can be related to anything, absolutely anything. What's my favorite meal, etc. Stuff like that. Anything, just anything. You know. Anything, games, really, anything, it doesn't matter what it is. If you want to ask me a question, just shove it in the comments below and I'll have a go get into it, because I'm sure there won't be that many questions so I'll probably be able to do them all. Yeah, and I'll take most questions, but this is flying actually really well. Now we adjusted the pitch, was at nearly 2 points up. We adjusted the pitch, so that's something to remember. She flies pretty well at that. And as you can see, we're flying level now, but we're coming down, and that's kind of what I want. We did briefly have fire installed in the last episode. That didn't go down very well at all, with lots of crashes. Turns out we're still having lots of crashes, but that's generally because we're pushing this game to its limit for parts here. I think I've got about 2 gigabytes of parts just from mods, so you know, problems are gonna come in. I mean, my plugins folder. I remember when I just had like 2 plugins, and that was like Cart Mod and MechJeb, but now it's like just I have to use the scroll bar and stuff. So yeah. Whee! Okay, pull up out of that dive a little bit, sir. It is possible to stall this quite brutally. I don't know whether I want to go for a runway landing. I might just come in down to the left here. Gear down. Yeah, I don't know actually. We're kind of... No, because it's been a little while since I've landed this thing, and I don't want to push myself. So we're going to land it just off to the side here. We should be able to put it down. 400 meters up. Yeah, oh, I don't know actually. Should be alright. Let's cut that throttle a little bit there to 1/3. She cruises pretty well though. And something else we can do is we can just put the engines up, because that's how we will be probably landing, with them up, just to save any clippings. Actually, that water's coming up pretty fast. Let's see if we can't dip around a bit. Yeah, that's fine. These are good test pilots. Falcon Power is looking more worried than his name would entail, but you know, I don't like adjust the values or anything. I kind of just I spawn in kind of random ones and then just change the names. So they're all pretty random. And if you've like suggested multiple names, they may or may not be together. I've tried to spread those kinds of ones out together. So all right, we're coming in pretty hot right now. If I remember, we have to have some sort of throttle here. All right. Okay. Get that front wheel down. And the brakes. And we settle this bird. Let's hard lock those brakes. Cut those engines. And that was a successful mission, guys. Well done. Well done. And, you know, just to get a scale of this machine, let's get Quackers out. Quackers, curs. And there's no ladder on it yet, guys, so just mind the bump. But look at the size of this beast. I mean, the real space shuttle is actually huge, so yeah. And I immed a nerd and all that about rescaling these parts, like, oh, it's, you know, it's altering them and stuff, but really, it's what you gotta do, man. I mean, B9 Aerospace is a lovely pack, but I'd already started building this beforehand. We might do a kind of Big Brother tactical version or something. What with the strike against Kerbal Space Center by those guys at Kerbal Space Center 2. Is that? Hey, look, it's Minmus. Cool. Yeah, we may need to look at taking on military projects and perhaps getting a military presence in space to defend. Perseus Station is a sitting duck when he attacks, but I don't think they'll be that bold to attack it. I've got these little pontoons here with the wheels on. I do have Tavarius's medium and extra large, well, you know, the larger versions of the wheels, but you know, his parts are nice because they're kind of rescales and slightly different. The newer wings are lovely, but I find the wheels are just terrible. Like, if you use the bigger ones, it's like they have just such a dodgy bounding box that you always sink into the runway if you're landing on it or on takeoff, and they could just explode at any point. So it's best just to use these little ones. On the front here, we doubled up as well, just for stability on that front. And you notice how smooth this thing touched down. I mean, we would touch down on the rear wheels, and then the front wheels came down. I really like how that. And what with let's run over there. There's an interesting part on the back here I have to kind of just show off. That I was quite happy when the guy made these, but this, if you notice, this basically is going in the opposite direction of the stock part. The stock part kind of slopes down into the Mark II fuselage. This is the inverted one that comes with Tavarius. I think it comes with Tavarius now. It used to be part of its own parts pack, the inverted fuselage parts. But yeah, and what with that angle and putting those up, it's quite difficult to clip the back engines or something coming off. Really, the first thing that's hit is literally going to be the belly here, which, I mean, there's low clearance there, but we seem to come in at a very nice angle for this thing. So I'm really happy with this. Lot to do on it still. We got to build a proper. Some testing has been done with the fuel tank and booster assembly, but really, we've gotten this thing to about 10 kilometers. Then everything exploded, and we had to try and land the thing. It landed all right, but you know, it was quite a hairy moment for the guys on board. So, what else have we got to take a look at? Ah, yes. Alright, this is a prototype of our when we send Kerbs to the moon for the first time. This is our lander, and underneath we'll have the rover. Unfortunately, due to the way this is positioned, and I have to kind of launch it balancing on this thing, the weight crushes the wheels, but we won't have that problem when this is safely tucked inside of a rocket. But yes, as you can see, I think we've just dropped the rover. Yes, we did. But yeah, as you can see, the rover detaches once we've landed. She can carry it pretty well, and these engines are relatively good for just lifting us away. And they don't really have enough kick on their full fuel tanks in such a low atmosphere. I think I might have to fiddle with this a little bit, because I really don't think these engines are going to be strong enough. And these engines are they are strong enough to the point of I've got so much goddamn fuel. So I don't know what to do there. I mean, I might, just for the sake of weight, kind of like burn off some of this fuel into the command module or something before we leave, just to give us some better movement. But yeah, this thing's pretty stable despite the odd vibrations we've got going on there. It took a little while to create this structure, actually. Something I've been meaning to show off, and I've mentioned it probably one or two times, but these little square struts, man, they allow you to attach things in so many different ways. Like here we've got one that's radial attached, and then one that's radial attached on top of it, which is there. I think with another one on top of it, and using all the nodes in that, we've managed to clip this nose cone onto it to make them all nice and neat, and then attach these and then attach that conventionally. So yeah, I mean, the idea is this lands, it drops the rover, and you've probably seen this rover before, because this is basically the same rover as in one of my I think I did a video on it, or I think I did a video on some rovers, and I think I threw this one in as well. The Kerbs sit in it and stuff and hold onto the ladders. I'm going to see if anyone's created a mod yet for nice sitting chairs. I know there's those really big caged ones, but I want tiny little ones or something, and we'll see. We'll see whether we can, and of course it's going to have some sensor modules and stuff attached to it. But this is the very rough model, and currently this is unmanned. But mainly because this is I'm using the I can't even remember what that mod's called, where you can the sub-assembly mod. So this is actually a sub-assembly that I've pulled out. It's built in preparation for being attached to a basic rocket, and then of course when that's all like that, we'll separate and then have this upper stage here, which will lift off. But it doesn't really lift off because it doesn't have enough force. We can kind of just like fall off though, so there's that. But it's okay. Oh wow, that's taking off. Yeah, but as you can see, hey, see? Plenty of fuel. Pretty strong on the landing as well. And the rover fits nicely underneath it. I've seen people stick landers on the sides, but then you got to counterweight it, and it causes a lot of issue. I mean, you saw how little how a lot of difference the weight imbalance for just having the solar panel and hanging off of one side on the Resolve. No, called the Resolve, is it? Did I call it the Resolve? What? It is called the Resolve. God damn. This terrible memory. Yeah, the Resolve. It's because I was thinking of the word resolver and then dissolve and then yeah. Yeah, but you saw what the weight balance did on there. So what we're gonna do, huh? I've got all these bits and bobs. Quackers, return to there, and mem tester probe. We don't need you out there, and we're going to leave one Rendy one out there because that's the one with Belgium bulb in it. But yeah, starting to crowd up a little bit around Kerbal here. Anyway, on that note, I think we are going to call it here for today. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, put your questions in the comments below. Also, suggestions for various things to do. I do read your suggestions for missions and stuff, and there's some really good ideas that are coming through. We are still on target for Operation Floating Lathe Base, because that's something I really want to do. Actually, that's pretty cool. We're just going to be doing some moon work, and of course some Minmus work. I'm going to try and get to the Kethane stuff as fast as possible, because I know you. Some of you guys want to see kind of a lot of use of like refueling and harvesting of the fuel and stuff, and more reusable stuff. We are working towards that. We just have to. I like going in kind of RP procedural role, you see. So we're going to do our moon landing, etc., that sort of thing. So yeah, keep your stuff coming, comments, everything. It's all good. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.